Hello, intelligent automation community. Do you have a friend or colleague who may be interested to kickstart their foundational RPA skills through an instructor-led live online course? Do you just have a personal obsession to collect badges? If so, this video may be worth a reshare. Back in May, I met with one of the three instructors for the University of Toronto's Robotic and Intelligent Process Automation course. Enrollment is currently open for the fall session, which runs 6:30 to 9:30 Eastern Time every Tuesday from October 4th to November 15th. Now, anyone can enroll in this continuing studies course for about $800, and you don't need to be a current University of Toronto student to do it. However, if you do work for a Canadian employer, then the Scale AI Investment Hub may cover up to half of your tuition fees for this online course and others ranging from cybersecurity, natural language processing, Python, and machine learning. Now, to hear more about what goes into bringing this type of remote, interactive RPA course together and some of the student takeaways, let's jump over to my terribly overexposed conversation with Clelia back in May. Hey there, intelligent automation community. I'm actually in New York today as I'm headed over to meet with Hyperscience and film some content with them tomorrow. But funny enough, Clelia happened to be here in the Reveal Group office. And well, Clelia, why don't you tell everybody what you're here for?
Yeah, sounds good. So hi everyone, so I'm Clelia. I'm in town for my graduation from Columbia University this week.
Well, so 2 years?
Yes. We're finally getting our graduation after 2 years, so very excited to walk the stage and celebrate with family.
There we go, and that brings us to our topic for today. Clelia has actually been teaching a RPA course at the University of Toronto, so let's talk about that. Okay, so I guess obviously it makes sense to start on the history of the program. So how'd this thing get started?
Yeah, so over the years, we have noticed that there are a lot of people interested in RPA. However, there are still a lot of people out there who are not super familiar with RPA yet.
Well, at least maybe just only from a marketing perspective, not necessarily on how to actually execute this stuff.
Yeah, so we ended up reaching out to various colleges and universities because we really wanted to create a foundational RPA course so we could reach a wider audience and educate them about the industry. So we eventually came across the University of Toronto School of Continuing Studies and partnered with them for an RPA course.
And clearly you're from Toronto, so had a bias for that, right?
Actually, I've never been to Canada, so definitely next on my bucket list.
And did any fun new terms or anything you had to learn to communicate with our partners up north?
I definitely had to explicitly say that I was not from Canada because a lot of times I did not really understand some of the words such as brackets and parentheses that they were using. So it could have made things a little difficult.
All right. So let's get into some details on the course. How often does it run? What type of students enroll in it?
Yeah, so we offer the course twice a year, and this past semester was actually our fourth time doing the course. And typically we have about 15 students each semester, so it makes it easy for a good classroom size.
And this is all remote, right? By the way.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
all remote. Again, I have not been to Canada. And so the courses, we offer 7 sessions, so each of 3 hours long. And for 7 consecutive weeks, we have sessions.
So it's like a nighttime, 3 hours a night type of
Yeah,
thing?
exactly. So it's 6:30 to 9:30. So a lot of our students are actually professionals. So we make it after work hours so anyone can join.
And are you finding that there are people that are looking to get into RPA specifically, or their company has an RPA program and they're looking to try and help that out, learn more about it, how to get involved? What's kind of the profile look like?
Yeah, so we actually have a very diverse range of students. So it's anywhere from executives in their automation departments at their companies, or people who just happen to stumble across the course in a newsletter and were curious about this new technology that they've been hearing. So really everyone from all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of ages as well. So it makes the course really interesting as well because of the diversity of the students.
So they're learning a little bit from each other as
Exactly,
well.
yes.
Okay.
So they're learning as much as we are learning from them.
So tell me a little bit about the curriculum that you're going through. Is it mostly you and the team powering over your captive audience of 14 students for 7 weeks? Or is it more hands-on experience on how to build an automation?
Yeah, so it's really a mix of both. We do go through information about the industry and about RPA, but we do also have a wide variety of hands-on demos. And we really do want to give students the opportunity to play around with RPA and see for themselves what they can do. And each session, we actually also try to bring in guest speakers. And these speakers can be industry leaders. And the students really like being able to ask them questions and really learn from their experiences in RPA.
So you're learning from people that are practicing in the field. You're learning a bit about the hands-on of how to build an automation. You're getting a bit around what we might call, Reveal Group calls blueprint for scale, Blue Prism calls the robotic operating model, but that how to start and scale an automation program. So kind of a wide survey of various different topics.
Yeah, exactly.
So in the course, you're actually having everybody download an RPA software, and then you're showing them how to build things and navigate the various different studios, kind of follow the leader style. But I can imagine, because you're not doing a full mentor delivery wave like we'd like to, where you're building a scaled RPA program and looking over their shoulder and really collaborating on every automation they're building, that's probably presents a couple challenges out there. So what have you run into?
Yeah, so when we develop the automations, anyone can develop on the browser of their choice. So they're definitely bound to be errors that arise when doing that.
I'd say, anybody in the RPA space knows there's a few issues with browsers changing around right now and the way you spy those different browsers. So definitely something to follow up with us on if you're in that camp. But any other challenges that they tend to run across?
Yeah, so sometimes some people may not have Outlook or access to different Microsoft products. So you're always bound to run into some of these challenges, but just working with them and maybe not everyone's able to complete all the activities sometimes.
Well, and that kind of speaks to when we are setting up a full RPA program, wanting to make sure everybody's got standard golden images. We're all, uniformity across all of the robots is pretty important in that sort of program. But not always easy to enforce that, particularly in a remote learning sort of scenario.
Yeah.
Be a little bit of a bottleneck there. I swear it keeps getting brighter in here. This is going to be very fun to deal with in post. But okay, so kind of rounding things out, takeaways from the course. Clearly, we're doing the course for 3 hours a week, one night, 7 weeks in a row. And based off of all the marketing that I've seen from RPA, everybody's going to walk away being an expert RPA developer as a result of this, right?
Not quite.
Okay.
So you do walk away from the course having an understanding of what goes into identifying automation opportunities, how to develop and deliver automation projects, but also really how to build an automation program at your own company. So at the end of the semester, oftentimes we do have students reach out to either myself or Inkel and Eric, which were the other U of T instructors this past semester.
The actual
the real Canadians, yes.
Yeah, and hockey,
curling, I think.
Curling, I think,
Not
is what they did
quite
on
sure,
their
yeah.
latest trip. Yeah.
And really, they reach out to us because they want to learn how they could become certified developers. And our review group, we do offer training services
and mentor delivery, so we can actually pair up on a full delivery wave with folks that want to get into it.
Yeah, and really help them start their automation journeys. If you're interested in learning more about the U of T course or even being a guest speaker next semester,
or if you're interested in Reveal Group's training academy or a mentor delivery wave, we'll put links to both of those down below this video.